So you know those TikToks where people read those "Am I the asshole" entries and it's the absolute laziest content ever? Well, that's what we're doing today. I'm Scully, nice to meet you, and if we've already met, hi bestie! There is a man. That's always where the issue begins, isn't it? Who made what he describes as a Pokédex of the women in his university. Here's the entry. Am I the asshole for making a real-life Pokédex of girls at my university? Immediately, right off the bat, not sounding great. So freshman year of college, I began working on this project casually. I like to keep notes on women. I talk about their favorite things, activities they enjoy, gifts, candy they like, sappy shit like that. I suck at remembering things like that, so I decided to keep a spreadsheet. Eventually, after getting a handful of entries, I offhandedly mentioned it to my friend group. One had the idea that I share it with them so they could all keep new entries as they caught different entries. The dehumanization of women has already begun. So this expanded further. Right now, about 40 guys have access to it, and it's mainly the guys in my frat. The red flags keep coming and they don't stop coming. And the women featured are girls from different sororities. We also added more information such as where you should take them if you really want to impress them. We don't keep this information for any nefarious or scumbaggy reasons. I beg to fucking differ. Just to help us know what to do if we want to impress certain girls. Like, the original idea of this was just to keep information like favorite colors, so I didn't forget their favorite colors. Now it's helping a lot of guys. How hard is it to just ask someone, oh, sorry, I forgot your favorite color. Could you remind me again? Somehow, a girl who was on the list found out and she was pissed the fuck off. Understandably. She was eventually able to trace it back to me, so I assume someone who was simping for her snitched when the Pokédex wasn't making the girl like him. So she's pissed off and she made it out to be a guide to hooking up with women. When it's most definitely not that. It's just to make impressing them on dates easier. That's it. She made a big deal of this, telling so many girls around campus, and now they're all saying by the start of the fall semester none of them will be visiting our fraternity or going to our parties. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions. Unbelievable. Now all the guys are mad at me when I'm not even the one who told the girls about the list, and they were also using the list. I also think it's unfair to say the list was about sex when it wasn't at all. Am I the asshole? There is an amendment. There's an edit after this. Edit. I'm not a stalker. There was no information in it that could have been used to hurt someone, only to have a better date. And it isn't about sex. I never used it for sex. Okay, the fact that you keep saying that you're not using it for sex, I'm not inclined to believe you, you know? And again, you keep saying you're not using it for sex, but you're using it to expedite the process of sleeping with these women. You are trying to gain their favor, trying to get them to like you, without actually putting in the work to get to know them as people. Instead of studying for a test, you're just copying someone's answer sheet. And you say it's not for sex, but no one is out here believing that all you're doing is just taking these women on dates for the sake of taking them on dates. You're taking them on dates and you're using this guide to get them to like you, so eventually you can sleep with them. And the fact that you don't think people are realizing this and you're playing dumb and pleading ignorance is honestly very embarrassing. When this spreadsheet is a direct line to sex, that means the spreadsheet is for sex. You're not actually willing to, like, listen to what these women want when you're with them in the moment, or use the limited fucking brain power that you have to remember the things that they say to you. You just want someone else to do the work for you so you can tune them out, drop a few one-liners that made them think that you were paying attention to them, and then get a blowy in the back of your Dodge Ram. And we're all supposed to think that this isn't some nefarious, manipulative plot? Are you kidding? If you are really so simple-minded that you can't remember someone's fucking favorite color or like the kind of food that they eat, if you are so incapable of retaining that information, then maybe you shouldn't be dating anyone. I mean, it's not like you have dementia, you're in college. If you manage to somehow get into college, you can stand to remember that the girl you're dating likes watching Heartstopper. There's also nothing wrong with just asking someone questions about what they're interested in if you do forget. People like to get asked about themselves. Just say, you know, I'm sorry, I've asked you this already. I'm not the best at remembering things. Would you mind telling me again what your favorite color is? Would you mind telling me again when your birthday is? And then you just fucking add her birthday to your Google Calendar or some shit, or open up your notes app and write down some of her favorite things, and then that's done. Now the issue arises when you're having to ask her the same questions over and over again, because that makes me think you're not paying attention when women speak. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with making a quick note on your phone about your girlfriend's favorite flower or a movie that she likes, but don't fucking share it with the class like it's your goddamn book report. It's weird, dude. It's really weird. And the comments are unforgiving, as they should be. It's conclusively decided that he is the asshole. I didn't see a single comment on here supporting this man, so there is hope for humanity yet. You're the asshole, but mainly for thinking everyone is too stupid to see the real intention behind the list. There isn't a person on here who believes this isn't for sexual or nefarious purposes. If they wanted more than sex, they would make the effort to learn about the girls like a normal, non-stalkery person. Also, I bet the guy who spilled the beans did it because she noticed he knew way too much about her. Because girls aren't stupid. We tend to notice when guys know things that they shouldn't. This whole post gives off creepy vibes. The icing on the cake is knowing the original poster is in a frat. You're the asshole. So obviously creepy and definitely for sex. Otherwise, he'd surely have a Pokédex of all his male friends' likes and dislikes too, no? That's actually a really good point. I didn't think of that. Saying that they want to use this list to impress a girl to make it easier to get a date is just the first step to eventually getting in their pants. Original poster is too dumb to realize that he is already admitting that they are using it for awful reasons. You're the asshole. I love how none of these commenters are holding back. That is, oh man. Where he really went wrong was sharing it with the rest of his frat. If this was just something he kept for himself, it wouldn't be so bad. It would be kind of weird, but I guess not so different than putting notes in your address book about somebody. I don't even understand why he would share it with the other guys. So a woman he's interested in tells him something about herself, he makes a note so he doesn't forget it because he wants to impress her. Now he's sharing it with all these other guys so they know how to impress her too? That is creepy. If I was one of those women, I would feel like I was just getting passed around like a beach ball or something. You're the asshole. Honestly, period. Also, don't forget this line. So I assume someone who was simping for her snitched when the Pokédex wasn't making the girl like him. No one uses the term simping unless they're looking at women as hookup culture. Honestly, the information tracker was okay at first, but only when it was the original poster keeping it for himself. I thought the original poster may have had a hard time remembering details and or reading someone, like Abed from Community when he tracked his friends' attitudes. There's nothing inherently wrong with keeping notes about your friends' special dates, birthdays, etc., favorites, dislikes, and other information important to them. To share that with a whole frat is what took it too far. At that point, it became a cheat sheet for hooking up with all the sorority girls. I also bet that everyone who had access to the hookup sheet called the original poster a genius or a legend or any other term of endearment until they got found out. Fucking fair play. So I guess someone like found him and sent him a message and the DMs unhinged. I bet if you were on the list, you wouldn't get got. And I'd be fucking glad, LMAO. You guys sound pathetic. Are you stupid? You'd get fucked. You'd get passed around like a joint. You think you're so smart. Keep crying. You're just showing your sad, lonely ass. Get some professional help and maybe you'll be able to interact with women in a normal, non-creepy, pathetic way. I'm not lonely. Do you know how many women I've fucked? Bro. And that's it, isn't it? I think the internet is such an interesting place because I think that with men like this, they've sort of been able to operate in the shadows undeterred. But now that they are showing their true colors in a space where anybody can comment or critique on something, they are getting exposed big time and they just don't know how to handle it because nothing in their life has ever been questioned to that level before. Whew, embarrassing. So what can we learn here? Treat women like people. Actually listen to them when they talk, and it's really fun to dunk on terrible people. That shouldn't be the main takeaway, but it is an added perk. I've never done one of these before, but it was interesting, and if you want to see more of these, just let me know. Make sure to subscribe. I come out with videos every week, and I would hate for you to miss them. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Bye!